There you go.
All right, perfect. All right, everyone. Well, welcome to our informational meeting about Launch Virtual Academy's Robotics Club. I just want to welcome all of you to our meeting and hopefully to our club. We'll see at the end of the presentation. So just first thing, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Ms. Tania Conchas, and I'm a math teacher here at Launch Virtual Academy. This is my first year as a robotics coach, and I'm ready to prepare our teams for competition. A little bit more about myself. I graduated from UCLA with a degree in atmospheric and oceanic sciences. So like STEM, science, and math has always been it's been my thing. So I'm just really excited to welcome some new students into this club, other people who might also have that same interest in STEM. And then we also have Dr. Ulloa here with us in the presentation. Dr. Ulloa, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Ms. Conchas. It is great to have some students joining this informational meeting. And if you're watching the recording, this is an experience that we're trying to build. This is the first year that we're gonna do this, and we want to do it right. So we need you to be part of this. Background about me: I am an electrical engineer, so all STEM technology, coding related stuff, it's within me, and I have an itch for those things. I started as a teacher teaching bilingual math, science, and technology classes, but eventually I was leading pre-engineering classes at the high school level. And being honest with all of you watching this is I stayed in public education, not because of the fame, the fortune, or the high salaries, but because of the work that I did with the Robotics Club. So I've been involved in different robotics platforms and competitions, going from FIRST Robotics to Bot Robotics to VEX Robotics. So I see the value in what it is and what it does. I've seen it as a coach. I've seen it as an engineer, and I know it wakes up many different possibilities. And the world is changing. And if you're part of robotics, that's going to help you be at pace with the change of the world. So think about this. If you're curious, you don't need to know anything because you're going to explore and expand and create that knowledge as you participate in the Robotics Club at Launch Virtual Academy. So thank you, Ms. Conchas.
Thank you, Dr. Ulloa. And so with that, we'll go ahead and get started. So your first questions is why the Robotics Club? Maybe you're still on the fence about this. Definitely, if you've ever considered a career in STEM, if you're interested perhaps in engineering, programming, computer science, this is definitely the club for you. Our club is we envision a world where every student has the opportunity to be inspired. This is definitely a very hands-on, minds-on STEM learning experience for you guys. And apart from, getting some of that career experience, you're also going to develop other soft skills, kind of like just putting your critical computational thinking to the max. Definitely valuing that importance of learning with failure. I'm pretty sure Dr. Ulloa can attest to some of those experiences he saw his students go through as they went through competition. And definitely, as I've included on here, is learning about those jobs in the future. And so definitely, if you're still considering Robotics Club, maybe, wondering if you want to join, these are some things that I definitely want you to consider. Okay, and so I do want to explain a couple of things that we are going to be using the VEX Robotics system here with our club. There are different types of systems. There's also FIRST Robotics. That's the other big one here in our district, but we are in the VEX Robotics system here. And so VEX Robotics, we're going to be using their tools, their parts, programming with their VEX code as well. And so our robots are built with those VEX parts, programmed using VEX code version 5 if you've maybe dabbled in a little bit of coding in these systems before. But Robotics Club, our mission is to prepare our teams, our student-led teams for competition where you will design, build, program, and drive a robot. It's not going to be one student who's doing all of this. You will be part of a team. So we will have maybe a couple designers, a couple builders, engineers, a programmer, or two, and a couple of drivers. This is our goal, to be able to build these teams. So we really want to build at least one team, but our goal is to maybe have at least 3 teams for this school year. And so just wanted to introduce that to you, and that you know which robotic system we're working here with. And well, I did mention competition. So here is pretty much what we are gearing and putting ourselves in the mindset for, the VEX Robotics competition. And so every year, VEX Robotics designs an engineering challenge, and it's in the form of this game. Students, you're going to be guided with teachers, mentors, to build your robots and to compete year-round. And this year's game, every game is different every year. And so the game for this year is known as Spin Up. And I want to just go ahead and play the video for you guys. Maybe if I know on the flyer I put a link to that, but in case you haven't seen this video, I think it's really important that you take a look at that. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. Let me know, Dr. Yoa, if my sound is not on.
Welcome to the
Okay, it's good. All right, I'll make this full screen so that we can get a good look at that.
2022-2023 VEX Robotics competition season, and this year's game, VRC Spin Up. VRC Spin Up is a head-to-head game that is played by 2 alliances, one red and one blue, made up of 2 teams each. The primary game objects in VRC Spin Up are yellow foam discs. Discs are 140 millimeters in diameter and 20 millimeters thick. There are 60 discs total in a spin-up match, 38 that start on the field, 2 preloads per robot, and 7 match loads per alliance. Discs can be scored in the 2 high goals, 1 per alliance, at opposite corners of the field. Each disc scored in a high goal is worth 5 points. However, robots that are aiming for the high goal had better be accurate, because underneath each high goal is a 1-point low goal for the opposing alliance. In addition to launching discs, robots can also spin the 4 rollers mounted to the field perimeter. Rollers are 250 millimeters long and 60 millimeters in diameter. If the area inside of a roller's pointers only shows one color, then that roller is considered owned by that alliance. Each owned roller is worth 10 points. Each match begins with a 15-second autonomous period, where robots operate without input from their drivers. In addition to competing for the autonomous bonus, each alliance also has the opportunity to earn an additional autonomous win point by owning both rollers on their side of the field and scoring at least 2 discs in their high goal. The 1-minute 45-second driver control period begins once the autonomous bonus winner has been determined. During the driver control period, robots can pick up discs from the ground or receive match load discs through the loader. As the clock winds down, it's time for the end game. At the end of the match, alliances will receive a 3-point bonus for each tile their robots are covering. So, during the last 10 seconds of the match, there are no horizontal expansion limits. VRC Spin Up can also be played in robot skills challenges where one team competes against the clock, the collegiate level VEX U competition where teams design 2 robots using advanced materials, and the VEX AI competition, a completely autonomous competition using industry-level machine learning technologies. Plus, there are remote options available for teams who want to compete from home. Check out the game manual or talk to your REC Foundation manager for all the details. Official rules and game information for VRC Spin Up can be found at roboticseducation.org or vexrobotics.com. To register a team, find events near you, or ask a question on.
All right, I think I don't need to play the rest of that. I think that's more more of the informational stuff. But well, so that is our game here. Exit. Ooh, let me take it back to our presentation. All right, So I don't know if anyone has maybe seen this game. This is actually a real sport, what these robots are playing. If anyone's ever heard of disc golf or frisbee golf, this is pretty much what our robots are going to be playing this year. And so very exciting stuff. Maybe some of you guys are already thinking, maybe designing already in your minds. This is so this is going to be our goal, preparing ourselves for this competition. And so I think that was it with what I wanted to say here. Dr. Yu, I don't know if you wanted to add to this.
I just want to add that the competition for this competition is not that one robot is playing against another robot, but it's an alliance of two robots, two schools that they never met. So even if a school comes with the best technical machine, the game is designed in a way that the possibilities of them winning are high, but not as high as collaborating with other schools and working together. And also the evolution of your design, because every time you go and participate, you're going to find things that are not working as you thought they were going to work. And you have the chance to learn from those mistakes and also learn from what other teams are doing with their machines. So that is a very good learning experience throughout the season. And we are part of a season that belongs to the VEX Robotics League, which runs from now till January, right, Ms. Conchas?
Yes, it does. And I think I also wanted to add something here. I know that video has a lot of, visuals and a lot of like very hyped up music. And so it's meant to get your blood pumping for competition. But I understand maybe you're not necessarily the like competitor type, and this might it might not be necessarily like, whoa, a competition. But I do want you to know that students of all levels participate in this competition. We have people who are beginners, some people who are definitely, maybe have been coding or building for a while or have some experience or dabbled in this. But I just want to reiterate that you, I said, don't be intimidated by this video, not at all. All right. So and so we were talking about, this brings us to when and where our Robotics Club meetings will be. Our meetings, we're going to be meeting on Fridays from 1 to 3 p.m. here at the Launch Virtual Academy administration offices. And it's located at this address, 1411 27th Street, San Diego. You might also know that this is, we're kind of part of the Southwest Middle School campus, but we're towards the back. That's where our offices are. So I'll make sure that I share this information with everyone, and we'll be meeting in classroom 75, room 75. And so our goal is to have these meetings be in person, although some meetings can be held virtually. I think our goal would be to probably have some of those first meetings definitely be in person, so that you guys as students have the time to collaborate, talk to one another. But maybe as the year goes by, then you or the months go by, then you guys can maybe be joining or communicating virtually. Correct, Dr. Yoa? Yes.
Yes, and remember, we haven't done this before, so we're gonna find what works based on the environment that we're in and based on where you are physically. So we want to make sure that you are able to do these things. And as I was sharing earlier before we started the recording, the possibilities of us meeting at other schools with other high school students at the same time they're meeting, so we can go and learn from what they're doing, and also, pick their brains and have a more cohesive experience. But this is not set on stone, but is the beginning of what the possibilities might look. And the season will direct the direction that we go.
Okay, thank you. Oh, and also, quick note, snacks will be provided. So if you come here, there will be food.
Pizza?
Yes,
Maybe?
I don't know. Put in your orders, you guys. All right. So and we did talk about, Dr. Ulloa had mentioned about how you're going to be able to build your robot, compete, and also have some time in between to maybe fix your robot depending on how your competition goes. And so I wanted to give you guys what the competition dates look like. They said there is four league events that we start off with. September 10th is very soon, but we will actually, this will be an optional event for Launch Virtual Academy for our team. This will be optional because it's so soon to us starting this club and starting our meetings. So this will be optional, but I definitely recommend that it is a great opportunity to check out the game. So I will definitely be attending the September 10th one at Otay Ranch High School. It's from 12 to 4 p.m., which is a time for that most of these league events will be. It's from 12 to 4 because usually they have the middle school teams compete in the morning, and then us, the high school league, will be competing from in the afternoon from 12 to 4 p.m. And so that September 10th is optional, but definitely a great opportunity to check out the game, maybe get some ideas going. And October 8th, November 5th, and December 3rd will be the dates that we will compete. And so we are going to go to Hilltop High School on October 8th. November 5th is still to be determined, but it's always a high school in our school district. And then December 3rd, San Ysidro High School. And so again, just we have these dates. It's usually like the first Saturday of every single month. And so these are the competition dates that we have lined up. There is a final one. So after we go through these league events, there is a final district championship tournament, and that will be on January 21st at Montgomery High School. And this is where all of our league teams participate. In the other four, we won't necessarily see all the schools all the time at the same time. So the January 21st is where we all come together and compete. So that'll definitely be a very exciting, you know, and by this point, this is where we maybe have already like tinkered with our robots, like made the fixes that we need to, and we are ready to go at it. So definitely that January 21st day will be a very exciting date. Are there any questions with any of these competition dates? Anything?
You might want to continue, and then we stop the recording, and so we can ask questions from the students that are live with us.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Ulloa. And so with that, actually we're at the Q&A.
Okay, so you might want to stop the recording now, and if you're watching this recording, please sign up using the link under the video. Is the registration link? How are we referring to that, Ms. Conchas?
Oh, it'll be for our interest form.
Okay, so sign up using the interest form, right, Ms. Conchas?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So let's stop the recording.
Okay. All right.